Alright. Hello, welcome to the long overdue part 4, I think. I should have checked before doing this, but I didn't. But part 4, or whatever it is, of the AM2R 100% tutorial. So, standard disclaimer, this isn't really meant for a casual playthrough. You can certainly play casually this way if you want, but it's going to make the game a bit harder than is necessary, so we can go fast. But with that in mind, we're going to pick up right where we left off. I believe we were just on our way out of Area 3. So if you took the save, or if you're checking your save file, it should look something like this. 6 E-tanks, 44%, 32 Metroids left. So you should have 135 missiles and 6 supers here. So if you don't have that, go back and make sure you go back, figure out what you missed, and then come back here. Okay, so now that we have everything, we're gonna head off to the left. There's actually a strat I want to show here. What you'll be doing is, that guy out of the way, you'll want to actually get a speed boost from there. And, okay, I missed it. Speed ball, then you can jump there and it saves a little bit of time. It's not, super important, but that's what it looks like-ish. So, alright, so now we're just going to make our way back here. And then you're going to want to try and speed ball there, so you can shine spark there, and then shine spark right there, like that. But rather than just jumping right into that strat, I'm gonna kind of walk you through that a bit more. What you're gonna do here is you're gonna want to have a shine spark, and you're gonna want to shine spark left through here, and then space boost through this entire room, right? And then you're gonna want to speed ball on the other side, and that'll set you up for another shine spark. So if you got the shine spark from up there, this little flat right here is going to be where you'll want to do your spark from. You would want to do a standing spark here so that you can immediately start space boosting. But if you didn't do that, then just run along. If you missed that somewhere, just start from over here and get your shine spark on here, and then head over here and space boost across like this, and then speed ball. Never mind, let me try that one more time. You're gonna speed ball on that ledge on the other side. This does take a little bit of practice to know, kind of develop a rhythm for how it works. So let's just. Okay, there we go. Alright, so then what you're going to want to do here, full height, shine spark, store your spark there, then in this little divot, you're going to go into your space boost. Speed ball again, pick up the supers, and then from the top of this crate right here, ball spark left. And then you're going to want to dispatch these 2 Metroids in some sort of a pattern like that. Okay, that's what that looks like. Alternatively, if you want to be really fancy, what you can opt to do here is, instead of doing the full height shine spark and storing a shine spark here, you can opt to go straight into the space boost from there. However, that's a frame perfect jump, so it's definitely riskier to go for the frame perfect jump there, but it is an option. If you miss any of that and you wind up not over here and instead you have to roll back across like this, you're going to want to set up that same sort of Metroid kill just down here, right here, where you have shoot your 2 supers, shoot your super beam super like that. And then you're going to set that up right here instead of over here. But the motion's exactly the same. Okay, so now that we have that out of the way, what you're going to want to do is come back along here. I'm the proponent of killing these guys for drops, just because you want to have at least 6 supers for later on. 6 supers right now is what you want, because we'll need those supers to clear out the next area quickly. If you had 0 supers at this point, If you have fewer than 6, it's okay. If you have two or more supers, you can continue onward. If you don't, at this point, then you might want to consider ducking back into the save. But only duck into the save if you have low regular missile count and low health. If you have either one of those, it's going to seriously ruin your chances of getting supers. But if you have 2 supers, or if you're short on supers but you're at like full health and full missiles, keep going onward. So what you're going to want to do, line yourself back up here, have your super missiles ready, because we're going to charge a speed boost, and then towards the end we're going to blow up that green crystal with a super missile, and then spark right. Shine spark down again, and then spark left. That's basically all we're doing in this area, just sparking. Alright, on this flat right there, shine spark right, half height. All of these should be half height sparks. There's another spark, and then spark right here. This is where you're hoping to come out of this room with at least 5 supers. And then you're gonna full height. Let me actually explain what happened. That's set up for that. Sorry. Alright. What you want to do on this little ledge, you're going to want to do a full height ball spark, and that'll send you directly into where you want to be. Little hole there. So at this point, if you have 4 supers at this point, you're good. 5 supers. If you have 5 supers, you're good. That's enough to get rid of that crystal right there and kill the Metroids. If you have 4 supers at this point, depending on how comfortable you are with your Metroid fights, you can certainly opt to skip the save room coming up if you're very comfortable with them, and that won't be a problem. If it's not, then there's a save room coming up, which I just mentioned, so you can refill there just fine. If you have, ideally, this is absolutely ideal. It's probably unlikely that you're going to have health and ammo this good, but that's ideal. Your save room's just right over here, right there. Just dip in there if you need to refill. So what you're going to want to do in this area is kind of tricky to do completely properly. So what you want to do is you want to line yourself up over here as far as you can. You don't need to go through the door. But, if you want a little more space to charge a Shine Spark, going through the door is fine, but you don't need to. So we're going to charge a Shine Spark here, and then we're going to Ball Spark right. And what we want to do is we want to kill the Gamma without losing the Ball Spark. So it should look something like that. And then we're going to Spark left. I'm just going to show this whole area done perfectly. This is done. I'm taking this a little safe with Shine Sparks, but I'm going to explain this more once I finish it. Yeah. Alright. Okay. So that's what that area looks like. So now, let me slow it down for you a little bit here, just to its individual parts. Here, just Shine Spark and then Ball Spark right. This is pretty straightforward. Then you're going to Shine Spark as close to the edge as you can, and then you're going to drop down kind of like, those are out of position because I spent so much time in the room, but you're going to want to drop down kind of along here. Don't get hit on the way down. Letting that bubble catch you is fine because you can Shine Spark out of it, but getting caught on the way down means you're going to miss that strat. If you do get caught on the way down, it's not the end of the world. It's only a couple of seconds lost because you can just charge a Shine Spark up here again and then just Spark left normally. But just like that, up and over, and then out, and then Shine Spark left. If you miss the strat, that's fine. Ball Spark left anyway. Oops, that wasn't what I wanted to do. You can opt to go for Space Boost strats across that area, but I find that to be less safe than Shine Sparking, so I opt to just Shine Spark. But anyway, you get the Shine Spark here real quick. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to drop down to this ledge right here to trigger the Alpha, and I like to do the Standing Spark because it makes it easy to get right into firing position. And you're going to want to kill the Alpha during your Shine Spark. Same kill the Metroid pattern as always. Just up, just missile, missile, same as always. And then if you want to play it really safe, you can recharge your spark here like I did earlier, and then you're going to jump up here, and you're going to, again, you can opt to space jump. If you do the space jump and you wind up with a spark here, just on this little plant, just ball spark straight up, and that saves a little bit of time. If you don't get it, that's perfectly fine. It's not a huge time loss. So anyway, now we're going to head left, and we're going to basically do what we did to get in here, but in reverse. So you're going to start running. And again, what you want to pay attention to here is your ammo count. You want to have, coming out of here, you want 6 supers. I have 8. 8 is perfect, but you want 6 at least. And then, let me explain that one. Okay, so what you wanted to do here is you want to space boost across all of this, and then speedball right here. Aim for this flat, because if you land anywhere, aim for up here or down here. Personally, I find up here easier, because if you try to speedball in here, it's going to be tough because of the constantly changing terrain. So let me just show that one more time for you guys. There you go. And then right on here, this ledge right here, just straight up. Charge your spark again. And this ledge right here, straight up again. And now you have, there's a few different ways to approach this. One of the ways you can opt to approach it is the stutter spark way. Back yourself up as far as you can, and then do a stutter into a spark like that, and ball. Huh. That was odd. And then ball spark, and then go through that, like that. Let me show that in a way that isn't completely broken, but oops, didn't want to do that. That's fine. Nope. You do actually have a lot of leeway for getting the stutter spark, believe it or not. All right, there we go. You can do that. You can opt, if you're not comfortable stutter sparking, what you can. You still have options. You'll just roll out to here and then start running, and then you can do your spark left. Or what you can do is do a short hop and a speedball into here. And actually one more strat I want to try. I'll try this once because it's really difficult. You can opt to do the stutter spark, but rather than do the stutter speed boost here, but rather than doing any ball sparking, you're going to unmorph and remorph to speedball into the corridor. I'm going to try it once. I did not get it, but those are your options for there. And then you're going to want to have your speed boost there. Recharge it here. You could recharge it here as well if you wanted to. And then right on this flat, just spark left. Shoot that guy 3 times. Standing spark there, just because it's easier to stop on the edge. And then spark right here. And then right on this, see the flat in there? Straight up. It's kind of like a flatter part of the roof. It's the one block right there. There's not really another great visual cue, but you're going to want to spark straight up there to pick up that missile tank. Now, at this point, what you can do, ideally, you would have 8 supers here. If you have 8 supers here, you're in great shape, because having 8 supers here will let you skip this save room. The unfortunate part about that is, as you can see, you're down 1 extra energy tank. So if you're not comfortable with your Zeta and Gamma fights, then you may want to take this save to have as much health as possible anyway. Or you can just take the tunnel a little slowly so you don't get hit on your way through it. But if you have fewer than 8 supers at this point, you need to take this save just regardless, because taking this save takes, I think, about 7 to 10 seconds or so. But you're going to lose that much time having fewer than 8 super missiles, because you'll need to use missiles on the Metroids, and that's pretty slow. You might be able to get away with 7. You might be able to get away with skipping the save, but it is a gamble because you're going to take damage through the tunnel. But regardless, I'm going to take the save here because that's where this part of the tutorial is ending. So this should be your ammo count: 6 energy tanks, 140 missiles, 8 supers. So at this juncture, we're going to be heading into the tower next. Well, in the next video, we're going to be heading into the tower. The tower will introduce Zeta Metroids, so I'll be teaching you how to fight those as well as how to go through that area optimally. But until then, if you have any questions or things you need things you need clarified about this section, just leave it in the comments, and I will do my best to address it for you. So until next time.